Hi everyone, my name is Pamela.
And I'm Astrid, and welcome to another episode of Chubby Chats. I have no clue what episode this is.
7.
Episode 7, according to Pamela. She's not sure about it, though. I can see it in her eyes.
Yeah.
Well, whatever episode this is.
Somewhere along those lines.
Welcome back to another episode. Can't remember what we talked about last episode.
No, but I just wanted to talk about this week about our haunted experiences. Because I feel like this week has been really haunted. Nothing has happened to us, thankfully. I mean, in the past it has, but not this week. But Astrid is a crazy obsessed fan of Sam and Colby.
Not obsessed.
You used to be obsessed with Colby.
Sam and Colby,
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, she watches their haunted videos, and I joined her for watching some the other night, and that was a bad idea, but I got hooked, and we watched the I don't know what sanatorium video.
Fairfield, I think it was.
Yeah, Fairfield.
Waverly Sanatorium, Fairfield Infirmary.
Yeah, and man, that was crazy. So that just last night, I was just thinking about wow, that's insane. I don't know where people stand on that, if you believe in haunted stuff or not, but we've had our fair share of things, and I just don't. I'm not I believe in it, but I don't mess with it. I don't get into that because, I know, I just scare myself. Basically, I'm not that strong with all of that. But, yeah, Astrid's fascinated with all of that, so.
I mean, it's just interesting, I feel like I've always had this, interest for the paranormal or spiritual stuff. And then obviously, with my Christianity,
yeah,
it's
it's a bit paradoxical, I think, because I know at church,
you don't mess with that.
No, it's not that they don't mess with that, but it's so black and white, and that annoys me. The thing
is that I think it's normal for you to be curious about it,
Yeah.
And to me, it's not I go seeking satanic things.
You want to go see Annabelle.
Yeah, but that's because of curiosity wise. It's not that I'm not looking it's
you want to play with a Ouija board?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay, thank God.
But it is curiosity. The thing is that I think ever since I was a kid, I've had this
sixth sense.
I don't know what it is, but I think my first memory of something out of this world, is I remember as a kid, I don't think I was one of those kids that had a lot of nightmares or anything, but I remember this one specific night that's really engraved in my brain, where I had a nightmare, and then I woke up crying, and my mom came to my room, and she was like, what's wrong? And I can't remember what the dream was about, or the nightmare, but I was crying, and then I remember my mom picked me up and she hugged me, and then at the foot of my bed there was 3 women standing there. I remember clearly in my head 3 women were at the foot of my bed, and they were
protect me,
talking to each other, and I could hear them, and I can't remember what they were saying, but they were talking to each other, and they were discussing something between them while looking at me, but I didn't feel in danger for some reason. They were comforting while I was in that nightmare, so I didn't feel scared, but I was there's 3 women on the foot of my bed right now. It wasn't odd to me. I guess I was just in that, I don't know, maybe I was in that sense of am I still dreaming or am I not dreaming, what's going on, but I acknowledged them. I was looking at them. I remember my mom was hugging me and sort of rocking me because I was all distressed about my nightmare that I had. But I was just looking at these women, and I was just looking at them and hearing them discuss whatever they were discussing, and then I completely forgot about it. I went on with my life, and I forgot about it, and I was okay, just something that happened.
Yeah.
And then going forward in my life, I think most of my childhood, I remember seeing shadow people, but I never acknowledged it because to me it was normal.
Yeah.
To me that was just everyone saw that, until I was maybe 14 or 15 that I started discussing it with my friends, and they were dude, that's not normal.
Yeah.
Not everyone sees shadow people, but to me it was a everyday thing. I saw shadow people, and I saw birds. I remember seeing a lot of birds, And then, yeah, I told Pamela about it. And then it was when we lived in Finland that I think I started, like, it was when I started watching Simon Colby, but also when I think I started, like, acknowledging the fact that, like, you know, not everyone sees and hears what I see and hear. And so, in Finland, I think I started becoming more aware of that, and maybe, like, not, like, turning it on a little bit more, but definitely paying more attention.
Be more sentient to it?
Yeah. And then, like, in Finland, I used to, like, I swear our house had something. Because we lived in, like, three floor. It was 3 floors, but it was, like, the...
top one was just storage.
Yeah. Oh, my God, this scared me.
It's your daughter, don't worry.
Like, the attic, and then sort of, like, the living area, and then the bottom floor, you know. But the attic, we just stored stuff in there because it was, like, really small, but also it was, like, the coldest place in the house.
Also full of dust. Like,
yeah, like, there wasn't much space, and the only way you could get in was through the inside. Like, there wasn't, like, a little window up there or anything.
Yeah.
Like, you could only get through the inside. And at the top, like, we'd always hear, I don't know if you heard, I'm pretty sure you heard.
No.
Well, no?
Just once when you told me, but, like, I never...
Like, at night, sometimes during the day as well, but you could literally hear somebody running. And I have videos, guys, where you could, maybe I'll post them on our TikTok on Chubby Chats, but you could literally hear, like, somebody running upstairs. Like, like, you could hear footsteps, like, and it wasn't, like, soft. It was quite loud, and it was, like, more specifically during the night, but... Yeah, I did hear it every once in a while during the day.
But it didn't get... whatever it was that was there, it didn't get along with you.
Yeah, I mean, it like, I could hear, like, running up and down this... Like, not up and down, but, like, just around up there. And then, like, I heard it so vividly that so many times I told my parents, like, you have to check the upstairs. Because there's either somebody living there or there's, like, a raccoon or something up there. Because, like, it's so loud. Like, I could hear it so loudly. And my dad did go up, like, 3 or 4 times to check. There was absolutely nothing up there. But, like, I could, like, the thing is that you can hear it in my videos. So, like, I wasn't imagining it. Like, you can hear it.
Yeah.
But for some reason...
I feel like it was just you hearing it then, because I remember just once when I was with you, like, in your room, we were laying in your bed. You're like, look. And then I heard it. But, like, you had to point it out for me to, like, hear it. Yeah, because otherwise I wouldn't... And then that's, for me, like, how I know, like... Just a brief preface before you carry on. Like, at church, like, there's this whole, well, in Christianity, there's a whole thing called the gifts of God that he gives you, like, if you are a believer and you, like, grow in fellowship with him and all of that, like, every person has something that God gives you, you know, like, some of your senses are, like, heightened with your, like, spirituality. And I think for me, it's, like, I can tap in. I'm, like, a very big time empath. Like, I can tap into others and, like, really get along with that. And I've had really cool experiences with other fellow youth people in my church where, like, I didn't know what was happening to them, but, like, I felt like, you know, they needed reassurance or help or whatever, and I was able to go to them. And then they would tell me, like, oh, yeah, you know, that's exactly what I needed, and that was really cool. But I think for Astrid, it works in, like, a weird way where I feel like yours is, like, you're in tune with the spirit. Like, I'm in tune with, like, people, and that's fine because I couldn't deal with, like, what's not visible. But for you, it's like you're really in tune with, like, the spiritual and stuff, and, like, you get there. And, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like your godly gift is something along the lines of that. And I'm sure, like, 1,000% sure you can use it for good because obviously it's a godly given gift. But it's scary, dude. It's so scary.
Like, yeah, I think it was maybe just I could hear it or recognize it a little bit more, but it was, like, quite a frequent thing. And then, I don't know, I was never, like, scared of it. Like, I just, I could hear it and stuff. But then, like, when it started, like, getting, like, not scary, but where I was like, whoa, so maybe this isn't as friendly of a thing that I was thinking about, is when, and I think, I'm convinced it was a kid. Like, I don't know if it was a female or male, but I know it was a kid. Because sometimes I would wake up with scratches on my hand, on my arms, and then some bruises on my legs. And I remember one specific day, like, I noticed that I had, like, 3 bruises going down my arm. I also have a picture. I can put that on TikTok. But it was, like, 3 little dots. and then to me it looked like fingers, like as if somebody had like
Held
squeezed
onto
me or
you.
grabbed me, and I had like 3 bruises like down my arm, and I was like, whoa. But the thing is that I didn't like feel it when it happened. I just noticed the bruise or whatever afterwards. And then I was, I never sort of pay attention to it. I was never like, stop effing with me or anything. It just happened. And then,
But she was smart. Like, I feel like you have more like spiritual smartness than I do. Like,
because you immediately talk to them? Or
yeah, what? Like before you tell the other really cool story about like the whole trip that you had with your school, let me tell mine one about the uni so that I can, sound boring and then you can sound really cool so that it doesn't
because
end.
I feel like it'll lead up to the fact where like
What?
Like I finished mine and then you go to what happened to you.
Okay.
Well,
that's scary. Okay, anyway.
But yeah, like I had the one day I was like laying on my bed and I have these like this Anna from Frozen doll and this Merida doll from
They're
Brave.
the cutest, like.
Yeah, and I had them on my desk, but they were like all the way at the back of my desk, sort of leaning on my wall. And then I tend to collect a lot of things, so like I had quite a bunch of stuff in front of them and surrounding them. And so I was laying on my bed, and then all of a sudden like I got scared because I heard something fall, and so I went to see, and my Brave doll had fallen to the floor. But the thing is that like it was, for example, like in the center spot of a table, and then it fell. It didn't knock anything else around it down. It was just the doll that fell. And then I was like, that's why I think it's a kid, maybe
You wanted to play with her?
Yeah, or I don't know what, but I was like, okay, but at the same time I wasn't scared. I was like, it happened, it's okay,
Mm-hmm.
And then also in Finland is where I started like realizing that, like, I think it happens to a lot of people where you're like thinking of something and then it happened, but to me it started happening like so frequently that I was like,
she was convinced she's like,
this is weird.
Psychic.
I used to joke about it with my friends. I'm like, I'm psychic because it was like a frequent thing. Like,
oh my god, yeah, that even happened with my major accident.
Yeah, like something happened to Pamela that if she wants to discuss, we'll discuss it some other time. But basically, like, one day before,
I mean, it's no secret, but like, like I had a very depressive stage in Finland, and like the one day, well, I didn't know it was gonna be the day, I just was very depressed, very suicidal, but I was like holding on. And then this one day I had this bad accident not accident, like this one guy, he had issues. I think he still has issues. I'm praying for him every day, but he said some really, really mean things to me. And that was like the trigger, and I didn't do anything, thank God, but that was also such an experience, by the way. I feel like God sent somebody there to talk to me, because I would have done something if I hadn't seen certain persons on my way to the rooftop. But then, like, Astrid that day told me she had seen that or something like that. Like,
yeah, like I remember that morning, Pamela, sometimes we went to school together, sometimes Pamela went earlier, and then I went later because...
Oh, we had different schedules just because, like, the IB program has different schedules like that.
Yeah, also, I skipped school a lot, which don't do that, kids. But, yeah, I'd, like, go as late as possible. So that day, I remember, like,
I went earlier.
Gone to school, and then I took the bus after her. And then I remember in the bus, like, I always listened to music in the bus. I had my headphones in. And then I felt like a That's So Raven sort
moment.
of thing. Yeah, because I was looking out the window, and then all of a sudden, like, this really vivid, like, imagery came to my mind. And I was like, I just saw, like, me being in school with, like, my clothing and stuff. And then
Thank God you were naked.
Yeah. And then I remember, like, I saw, like, in the front, I was, like, as in, like, inside my school, and then I looked outside, and there was, like, this ambulance driving away, and then I saw my mom crying in front of me, and then, like, in my head, I was, like, something's gonna happen to Pamela. I was, like, something's gonna happen to Pamela today. And then I was, like, okay, that's weird, but, like, because that had never happened to me before like that, I was just sort of, like, okay, whatever, because I'm a very, like, imaginative person, so I was, like, it's a weird thought to think, Astrid. So we got to school, and then that happened, and exactly that, like, what I saw happened. Like, I ended up getting called.
No, but there was no ambulance, and I think, like, that, like, it would have happened if I had carried on my plan, but it didn't happen because God was there. But yeah, like,
Yeah, but I saw, for example, like my mom crying next to me, and me like being at the spot that I was did happen. Like it all of that I saw, you know. And then I think that's when like I remember like of course I was upset with what was happening with Pamela, but like there was this part of me that was really concerned about the fact that I had seen what I seen, and I was like, crap, like what was that, you know? I think that's the first time where I wasn't like scared, but I was definitely like sort of like, shit, should I be more aware of that, you know? And then
I feel like that's happened with it's not that we're the unluckiest people, but accidents happen all the time in all families, and like there's been some major accidents in our family. I feel like you're always like, I knew something was gonna happen.
Yeah, like I don't mention it before. I never mentioned it before because I don't know, I don't like
to put it out there.
Yeah, and bring, because I feel like when you mention stuff like that, people are like always aware of stuff like that, and then when something happens,
draw it into themselves.
Yeah. And so I don't like mentioning it, but I definitely get like stuff where I'm like, crap, something's gonna happen soon. Or like I remember like once, there was a big train accident here in Mexico.
Oh yeah,
I think it was last year or 2 years ago.
A year ago.
And then I think I told Pamela maybe 3 days before, I was like,
something's gonna
accident's gonna happen soon. Yeah. And I was like, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people are gonna die.
Yeah.
And then the accident happened, and that's anything when for me, like I get a little bit scared when I'm like, crap, like, you know, because then Pamela was like, why didn't you say something? And I was like, I don't know, because how am I supposed to like stop it, you know? But like, yeah, I've gotten quite a few things like that. And then
I think that's like, honestly, like the more I see it, I feel like that's God trying to tell you need to start praying like a lot. Like you don't know what's gonna happen, and you don't even know what God wills is, but like just start praying like really hard.
And then I've told Pamela for quite a few months now, I've been telling her something's gonna happen with a car, and I've been telling her like, I can see a car, and it's to do with our family, and something's gonna happen with a car.
Yeah.
And then recently we got our tires stolen of our car. Our uncle crashed, and our aunt crashed.
Yeah.
And
they're all okay. They're all yeah. Thank God.
Thank God they're all safe and stuff.
But it was like fucking but it was just insane, guys. Like it was like, I was like, okay, I'm just like, Astrid said it, like, you know, like we weren't taking preemptive measures, at least with our car, like I think, like but the other two just were insane. Like it happened like this, you know, like it was all in a week, I think, like in a week's span. And it was like our tires got stolen inside our condominium, which was like scary in itself. And then like my uncle had his car crash, and then my aunt crashed, and I was like, wow, oh my God, so much is happening.
Yeah. And then I'm telling Pamela, I'm like, I really, like, I pray to God that nothing else happens, but I tell Pamela, I feel like that's not it. Like, there's something else that's going to happen with a car. And I'm like, I pray it doesn't happen and that I'm wrong. But I'm telling her, I just have this feeling that it's
something,
like the car thing,
something's not done yet. Yeah.
But yeah, I pray nothing happens and I'm wrong. But
she's had like those, and then like for me
the physical the last thing, and then and then the physical one that I felt, the one where I like because all of things I feel like it's just more like mental, and obviously I feel the emotions with it, but like the physical thing I felt was that for a French trip once at school I went
that's what I was
I went to this I forgot the name.
That was in Finland.
I forgot the name of like this house, but it was nurses that worked in the Cold War. That was like their base. Like from my understanding, from what I remember, that's where like they worked and they lived in and everything. We went there, and I was like walking with my best friend, and we were like closing, like nearing the entrance, and I was like, crap, my hand is really burning. Like I was like, my hand like really, like it feels like somebody had put a lighter under my hand and that it was burning. And then like I told her, like, look, my hand is burning because like I started like getting like
hives
a
or
red
something?
dot on my hand, you know. It wasn't like black, but it was getting like red, and I was like, my hand is really burning. I don't know what's happening. It literally felt like when somebody puts like, you put your hand above a candle or something and then you can feel it burning.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. But like sometimes you do accidentally, you know, you're reaching over for something and then it feels,
I mean, I do it just because I don't know how to do things,
but it feels like you can feel it burning, and I was like, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
And then like we went inside, and then they started explaining to us, and they tell us, like this place was rebuilt because the place burnt down. Like
there was this
fire.
Accident.
There was an accident, and there was a fire, and it burnt down.
And
my friend
didn't people die in there too? And you were.
And my friend like turned to look at me, and she was like, "Crap! Like, what's wrong with you?" And I was also like, no clue what just happened. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
And then that's my like right now. I feel like I haven't had that many like experiences like that apart from the car thing.
I feel like you're more spiritually guarded now that you've.
Yeah, I've definitely been praying that like God guides me with this and like safely guides me like on how to use these abilities and how to like work with them and definitely like not fear them. So I feel like I've seen a couple shadow people here and there that I've actually told
scares me. Stuff. Yeah, like she used to do that all the time when we were in Finland. Like when I was in my room, she'd be like, I just saw somebody walk out of your room or stuff like that. And I was like, don't tell me. Like I just don't want to know.
And then off to Pamela we go.
Yeah, like connecting a little bit with like what Astrid said before I like move on to my one and only terrifying experience. Thank God, because I feel like Jesus knows I'm not equipped for that. Like I'm not equipped for that at all. But like I feel like there's some energetically charged places. Like there's like I don't have what Astrid has, apart from like some places, because I've told Astrid, like I told her the other day, when my family and I, like when we used to live in Europe, we traveled a lot to like museums and castles and stuff like that. And I remember when I was young, I used to, when we were at castles, I would see, I don't know if like apparitions or ghosts or whatever, but I remember I would see like people walking in the castle who I thought were like workers. And I think I convinced myself of that because I know I'm not strong enough for that. But I remember this really like strong one where we were like in some place where there was like this castle that was like, it worked for like witch hunting in Europe. And I saw, like, one of the soldiers, like, dragging something. But in my head, I remember convincing myself, like, it's just a worker dressed as a soldier, like, carrying a mannequin or something. But then when we turned the corner, there was nobody. And I was like, Rick, this is great. But, yeah, like, I had this really, like when I went to uni, like, the first year, I was, like, in student accommodations. Housing. Yeah. And, like, the housing that we were on used to be a work building. And apparently it went bankrupt and it was like really bad, and like I only found those things out like way afterwards, but there was like this story that there was like this guy who like worked really hard to make a living and ended up committing suicide like there, but like that, like all of that I found out afterwards. But like when in the like dorm that I was in, I only stayed like a year there, but like the first months that I was there, I used to have this like recurring, I don't even know if it was like a dream or nightmare, but like I just had this recurring like dream, I guess, where I was like, I saw like the room and I saw myself sleeping, and then right next to like my bed, there was this like couch. I don't even know what to call it. Yeah, like a couch. And there was somebody there. Like I could never see their face, but there was somebody there who was like just sitting down with his hands on his knees, like looking at me, sleeping. And like that was like for a long time, to the point where in one of my dreams I started talking to him because I was like, what do you want? Like, you know. And then like nothing was happening. So then I told Astrid once, and then she told me off. She was like, don't do that. Don't talk to like him. Like, you have to like figure it out, right? And like she was like, just if you're gonna talk to him, tell him to go away, you know. And I tried to do that. Like I tried to like tell him to go away and stuff, but it was just there. And it got to the point where it wasn't doing anything to me, but I couldn't like properly sleep. Like I already was stressed with uni and all of that, but like seeing that at night just made me really stressed. So then I went to like the pastor at my church, and that's why I'm saying like it's so black and white at church, because like I told the pastor and he definitely like was into helping like the situation, but because it was like
exorcism wise
no, like he went to pray over there and like, you know, commanded like any spirit that was there that to please leave me alone because I wasn't comfortable and all of that. And like it worked. At the end it worked out. I never saw it again. But like in my youth group, like everybody had an opinion on it, and like the mentor of the group was like, ghosts don't exist. And I was like, well, okay. And she was like, and demons don't exist. And I was like, but it's on the Bible. And don't we believe that everything's on the Bible is real? And like there was like this whole like, it was very like half of the group was like, demons don't exist, spirits don't exist, ghosts don't exist, like all of that is from the Old Testament, it doesn't happen anymore, it's not real. And then like the other half was like me, you know, very like, well, we don't know, you know. But it was really funny for me because like all the half that was like, they don't exist, like one of them ended up really changing like their tune, because I ended up asking them, like, well, didn't Jesus, before he goes, say, like, we could banish demons from people? Like, and that's, like, the New Testament, right? And then he had also some paranormal experiences in his own apartment. And he was like, no, yeah, like, I'm, like, they're real. Like, you know, you need to guard yourself against that. Like, protect yourself spiritually from that. But, yeah, I feel like it's so black and white. And thankfully the pastor helped. And he came back. And he was just like, well, yeah, he checked up on me and stuff. But, yeah, it was so weird. Like, that whole experience, it didn't leave me scared or anything. But I definitely, like, learned, don't talk to them. Like, don't interact. And also, like, I don't know what that spirit or thing or whatever it was, I don't know what it wanted, because I didn't do anything. It just watched me sleep. And I think, like, the godly part in me let me see them see me seeing me. I don't know if that you know, like, I feel like if I hadn't connected to him, I wouldn't have, like, to God, I wouldn't have seen the spirit watching me at night. And also, like, I feel like I would have been more open to whatever it was, if it wanted to do something to me or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, like in general, Astrid has had, like, all of these, like, premonitions, psychic abilities. I don't even know what to call it, but, like,
me neither.
Yeah, like,
it's scary. Like, sometimes I'm like, just take it away. But then other times I'm like, I don't know. I think some part of me feels like maybe secure because I warn myself of these things, and then I think I remain calm in a lot of higher pressure situations. Yeah, I think I've learned to be like, because I feel like every time, like, for example, with, like, these accidents that have happened, like, my mom got, like, really anxious and concerned about it, and I get it, you know, I completely understand, because, like, it's her family and she gets worried and stuff. But, like, I don't think at any point I was like, oh, bummer, you know. I was just like, thank God we're all safe. Like, and I was always like, oh, thank Jesus it wasn't anything worse, because with the tires getting stolen, like, somebody could have easily tried breaking into our house, and things could have gone south. Like, it could have gone completely different. If somebody had woken up and seen it happen, like, a lot of things could have gone wrong. Same with the car accidents, they could have gone really wrong. Really, like, road rage is real here in Mexico, guys. Yeah, like, so things could have gone just way worse, and I'm just so thankful that it wasn't, like, anything big. And that's the thing, like, from what I had seen and what I had imagined, these, like, car things were way worse than they actually ended up being. And so I'm like, thank God nothing else happened, you know. And so I think, like, that's my vision on things right now, where I try not to, like, see like these things as, like, negative things. Yes, there's setbacks and stuff, but, like, I'm just thankful that everyone's okay, you know. And, like, we're, like, learning from these things. And I think that joins from, like, last time that I said, like, I think we talked a little bit about how, like, you are really good with first impressions. I don't know, like, for me, like, that ability you had, like, joins with that, because your first impressions of people are normally really on the dot. Like, you know, I'm, like, very trusting of people. I honestly, like, give myself 1,000% of myself to people when I'm first meeting them, because I'm very trusting. But that's backfired big time for me, especially in high school. There was some friendships that were toxic as heck, and Astrid just knew from, like, the beginning. She was like, nah, bruh. And, like, that's been up till now, and I don't know what it is. I wish I had that too, because honestly, it's not that I love people and I love being with people and I want to interact with everyone, but sometimes, like, people have so much baggage that they want you to carry for them, and that's, like, I'm the kind of person that would carry it for them, and that's not great for anybody, because I stopped carrying my own stuff. So I just need to, like, you know, learn more of that. That's it. I mean, I guess if you want us to go into, like, these things more, maybe, like, openly discuss it, because I feel like we've talked about our experiences, but, like, actually, like, maybe what they mean to us, what they make us feel or whatever, we could go more in depth to that. And it's just interesting topics. Like, I don't talk about it much because it freaks people out. Like, definitely the people I've talked to, it is, like, a very black and white thing. Like, I've talked to my parents about it. My mom thinks I'm crazy. I talk to neighbors about it, and they're like, oh my God, that's Satan. That's Satan. And
oh my God, yeah, that stresses me out. Because I'm like, fuck off.
And then I've talked to other people who are like, that's badass. You should look more into it, you know? And so it's definitely, like, something it's different for everyone. But and then there's obviously the people who just don't believe it, and they're like, it's zero.
You're
like,
crazy.
Like I've had so many friends that are like, no, it's like, you know, you're just crazy, like this isn't real. And I'm like, okay. I mean, to each their own, and I respect everyone's opinions, but I mean, I know that to me, like, it's very real, and like it makes me feel scared sometimes, it makes me feel like overwhelmed sometimes, you know. It's a different thing. But I guess that's it. You know, we finished on the dot, and then Mom's asking me to send her a picture of a calendar, so we'll do that.
Oh, okay.
But that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Thank you so much for sticking around. If you've had any paranormal experiences too, share them. I would love to hear. I love reading like paranormal stories. And then I'll post the like videos and pictures that I can find on TikTok, so you guys can see, and you can hear the person running, because I know I'm not crazy. Let us know if you hear it too. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.